Welcome back to Auto Vista, where horsepower meets history and utility gets its well-earned spotlight. Today, we're diving into something rugged, raw, and absolutely iconic, the new 1985 Ford F-350 4X4. Now, I know what you're thinking, how can something from 1985 be new? But trust me, if you're seeing one of these in pristine shape or even slightly restored, it'll hit you like a punch of fresh air from the past. This isn't just a truck. It's a legacy on four wheels, and for anyone who's ever gripped a steering wheel with calloused hands or hauled heavy loads over muddy roads, this one's going to feel like home. The 1985 Ford F-350 was born in a time when trucks weren't competing with SUVs for comfort. Back then, trucks had one main purpose: to work. And boy, did the F-350 know how to work. Built on a heavy-duty platform, it was the top of the F-Series line when it came to payload and towing. The F-150 and F-250 were solid, no doubt, but the F-350 4X4. That was the bruiser. The heavy hitter. The truck you called when the job was too much for anything less. Let's start with what you saw first, the design. It had that perfect blend of 80s utilitarianism and Ford's signature boldness. The body was boxy and unapologetic. No curves, no fuss. Just hard lines, flat panels, and a presence that told you this wasn't a truck built for parking lots. The front grille, wide and proud, was framed by square headlights and often chrome trimmed for that touch of old-school class. And that blue oval in the middle. It wasn't just a logo, it was a badge of honor. Underneath all that steel sat something even more impressive: a full floating rear axle, beefy suspension components, and a four-wheel drive system that meant business. This wasn't some cute AWD system with electronic brains doing the work. This was mechanical, manual, gear-driven traction. Lock in those hubs, throw the lever into 4x4, and you were ready to climb mountains, cross streams, or plow through a foot of snow without breaking a sweat. Engine options in 1985 gave you some serious choices. You had the 6.9-liter IDI diesel, a favorite among those who valued torque and longevity over outright speed. This engine wasn't fast, but it was reliable and could pull just about anything you hitched behind it. Then there was the big dog, the 460 cubic inch V8. That's 7.5 liters of Ford Fury, pushing out a thunderous roar and enough power to move mountains. Okay, maybe not literally, but if you've ever driven one, you know what I mean. The torque came on low and hard, and it didn't let up. It drank fuel like a fish drinks water, sure, but back then, gas was cheap, and strength was priceless. Inside the cab, you weren't going to find touchscreens, leather stitching, or massaging seats. No sir. What you got was pure, unfiltered function. Bench seating that could squeeze in 3 wide if everyone was friendly. Vinyl floors that you could hose off if things got dirty. A basic AM/FM radio, maybe a cassette deck if you splurged, and big rotary knobs for climate control. No gimmicks. Just the basics. And honestly, that's what made it so great. You didn't get distracted by tech or toys. You focused on the drive, the road, the work. Driving the F-350 4X4 was an experience in itself. It didn't glide. It didn't whisper. It rumbled, it rattled, and it let you know you were commanding something substantial. Steering took effort. Gears had weight. Brakes were firm. It was the kind of drive that connected you to the machine. Every turn, every gear change, every bump in the road. You felt it. And in a world where everything is becoming too quiet and too smooth, that kind of feedback is becoming a lost art. What made this truck special wasn't just the specs, though. It was the reputation. The stories. The fact that you'd see these things with 300,000 miles still towing horse trailers, still getting the job done. It's the memories, dads teaching kids to drive stick in the middle of an empty pasture. Farmers loading hay bales before sunrise. Hunters trekking through backwoods trails with this truck clawing its way through mud and brush like a beast. These trucks were part of people's lives. They didn't just serve a purpose, they earned a place in the family. And now, nearly 40 years later, the 1985 Ford F-350 4X4 is seeing a resurgence. Classic truck enthusiasts are restoring them, modifying them, or even just preserving them as they are, dents, rust, and all. Because what this truck represents is bigger than just torque numbers or GVWR ratings. It represents an era, a mindset, A way of life that didn't cut corners and didn't expect comfort to come before capability. We're in an age now where trucks are trying to be everything to everyone. They're office spaces, family cars, tech showcases. But the 1985 F-350. It was a truck that didn't care if you were comfortable. It cared if you were ready. Ready to haul. Ready to climb. Ready to work. It was a partner, not a luxury item. And maybe, just maybe, that's why we still love it. So whether you're lucky enough to own one, dreaming of finding one in a barn, or just admiring it from afar, take a moment to appreciate what the F-350-4X4 from 1985 truly is, a monument to mechanical honesty. No computers, no sensors, just iron, gas, grit, and a whole lot of heart. Thanks for joining us here on Auto Vista. We've got more classics, more legends, and more stories from the road coming your way. If you enjoyed this trip back in time, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to tap the bell so you never miss a ride. Until next time, keep your engines running and your wheels turning.